I am Special Agent Dana Scully, recording Tape 2 of the Kentucky incident. It was difficult to sleep on the moldy floor of a storage container, knowing that only a thin sheet of corrugated metal protected Mulder and I from the hordes of the undead. Despite Mulder feeling a little ill, we thought it best to continue our search for better tools and equipment to aid our survival. It was grueling work, and we were quickly tiring ourselves out for what seemed to be no benefit, so we came up with a plan. We needed a vehicle, but neither of us knew how to hotwire them. We went searching car by car, hoping to find keys, or at the very least, some fuel we could siphon for later. Our luck turned after having spent the entire day on our hunt for keys. I filled the tank with all the fuel I had. It wasn't much, but it was hope. We knew we needed more fuel, so a gas station was an obvious next stop. We were thirsty and hungry, hoping that the station hadn't been fully looted. It had only been 2 days since our arrival, but we were already well aware that anything that we wanted we had to take with force. A lot of force. Mulder smashed one of the windows, and we ventured in with reckless abandon, fueled by our intense hunger. Hunger for corn dogs and milk, not flesh like this lady. Sick to our stomachs full of rural Kentucky gas station food, I pulled the car around to top up our tank. After I had finished filling the spare fuel cans, I signaled to Mulder for us to get going. It was dark. We were both exhausted, barely able to lift our arms after a day of carnage. We were headed back to the storage yard to get some much-needed rest. Mulder looked sickly ill, and he said he thought it would be prudent that we slept in separate storage containers for my own safety. Between the thought of him succumbing to the illness and becoming a monster, and the grotesque amount of gas station food, I too was feeling ill. Fortunately, whatever had ailed Mulder had passed in the night. His color had returned, and my dread of having to put my partner to rest was at least temporarily alleviated. We spent most of the remaining day searching the storage containers, a fruitless effort, before going to sleep with the plan that in the morning we would pack up the car and attempt to find some answers. Every fiber in our bodies told us to run, but we knew that if we had any hope preventing this outbreak from further spread, we needed to travel to the initial source of the outbreak. We had a rough journey ahead of us, for we were headed to the heart of Louisville. Just minutes on the highway headed north to Louisville, we happened upon a burned-out bridge and some ex-firefighters. Mulder and I stopped with the hope of finding radio equipment, or at least a way to signal the outside world. We had no such luck. Mulder had spotted a rail bridge adjacent to the burned-out overpass that we could use to bypass the wreckage. I was unsure about the condition of our wheels and suspension, but we took the risk. We managed to clock a fair bit of mileage before our highway became clogged with ex-residents of Valley Point, the closest town south of Louisville. After a few more miles of swerving and dodging clusters of the undead, we came upon what we assumed was the outskirts of the initial quarantine containment zone that had failed to overflow the suburbs with flesh eaters. We quickly secured the area so that I could move some of the barricades, knowing that our run-down vehicle wouldn't survive too many impacts. Just a few hundred meters later, we came upon a curiously intact barrier that had yet to be breached by zombies. They must have found a different weak spot elsewhere. We were in for a tough fight. With the last foe slain and the barrier destroyed, we triumphantly pressed on. All that stood between us and the road to Louisville was one last checkpoint and the remainder of a refugee camp. Thank you for tuning in to the second chapter of the Kentucky incident. This footage was originally streamed live on Trusten's Twitch channel, and he was the player controlling Fox Mulder. If you would like to see Trusten's gameplay footage and his point of view, a link to his channel may be found in the description of this video. He streams Project Zomboid on Twitch with me every Wednesday, and a link to his Twitch channel can be found in the description of the video as well. Please check him out, you won't be disappointed. More episodes are coming soon. Check Rhadamant.com for the schedule. Thank you all for supporting both of us as creators. We hope you tune in again soon.